Welcome, guys. We're so thrilled that y'all are here with us today. And what our goal was, I was actually in Arkansas with Rebecca a little while ago, a few weeks ago, and we were just talking about that time between Christmas and the New Year where things are just kind of hazy. You're not really starting on your New Year's goals or resolutions yet. You literally don't know what day of the week it is. I can't tell you how many times this week I've gone, what day is it? I wake up and I'm like, what day is it? You guys know the feeling, right? I'm not alone. But we really wanted to be intentional with that time between Christmas and the New Year, just to be intentional about setting aside time to dream, to visualize, to create a powerful vision for 2025 together. And so, our vision for our time, this masterclass, is really simple. It's to create a space where you can kind of regroup, recenter, dream freely. We want you to have some reflection time. We want you to feel inspired alongside of other ambitious women. Listen, you guys are here, or some of you guys are going to be watching the recording. Look around because these are the
For
people
women
in
only.
our company. Y'all are the ones that are going to be ranking up in 2025. Y'all are the ones that are going to be earning the trips and the incentives. How do I know? Because you're showing up for yourself today. So I'm proud of you. Congratulations. When you're surrounded by women who are passionate about growth, who are chasing their goals unapologetically, and who believe in the power of dreaming big, that is when something incredible happens. And I'm here to tell you it doesn't happen on accident. It happens with intentionality, it happens with purpose. And this is more than just a workshop, it's really putting yourself in the room with this collective energy, with a community, and a safe space to align your goals with your values and to get really on point and intentional about the life that you are building so that you can step boldly into what's next.
I love that so much. I'm so excited to be on here with y'all today. This is truly one of my favorite week of the year. I love that there's not really anything going. My family's home. I can like spread out all of my journals and my planner and all the things. I print off pictures and do vision boards every single year. And I put those in the front of my planner and I look at them all year long. And I feel like sometimes for high performers, high achievers, this is kind of one of those activities that can feel like either cheesy or it's kind of slowing down. No. I got stuff to do. But so often when you are evaluating the year before, you're really thinking about where am I going in the future? That is where it becomes more authentic to you. It kind of is digging in to why do these things matter to you? Not just because you see a big, goal thread on a team page or you see what other people are going for, but why does it matter to you? And so I want to point y'all to that kind of first page in your journal. Then it's kind of putting out there, why was this attractive to you? Where are you right now? Maybe you're bored, maybe you're frustrated with where you are, maybe you're feeling like you're overworked or you're overwhelmed and you're not getting to where you want to go. Maybe you're really ambitious, but you're struggling with that self motivation. You're just not sure what the next steps are to get to where you want to go. But any of those, I want you to know this is going to help you to remember who you are, to reconnect with why you're doing what you're doing, why you're working hard, why you're still showing up, and help to develop some of the routines that are going to leave you feeling fulfilled, purposeful, and really connected with where you're going to go. So I hope that you're going to look at this activity with kind of open hands and a curiosity for what's going to come out of it, because that's what journaling does. It allows your brain to start to, when you're writing something about the pen to the paper, writing these things down, letting it kind of flow, and then seeing in front of you what comes out. Like, what? Oh, that's how I'm feeling. And I love the thought, especially as someone that loves to write and things like that. There's kind of the two different sides of your brain. And so if you kind of get in a flow, let yourself just write without editing, without looking back at what you said, just kind of we're going to have kind of ample space to be able to get into some of these questions and let that flow before you look back and start to critique it or start to edit it or be critical of it. Let it kind of come out of you and see what is it that's kind of maybe stuck in there where you're not letting yourself process it or verbalize it or some of those things. But what I love about the journal is that we're getting into kind of these 7 different key areas. Melissa's going to start that off in just a second. And she talks about a lot when she's talking about high performance, how high performers don't just want to thrive in one area of their life. The more that you start to kind of, whether you're thinking, okay, I really want to be a great mom, or I want to be a great achiever, an ambassador, or a great runner, or something with your health, the more that you start to flourish there, you start to realize I want to do, it starts to leak over, and you want to be a high performer in multiple areas of your life. And so that's what we're talking about today. We're getting into some of those really key areas. And so I think that's the beauty of journaling. We're going to let yourself think about maybe some areas of your life that you haven't really thought about. How do I want to show up this year? What is my vision for that? And so this is your time to dream boldly, to align fully, and really see who you are meant to be and why that is so important to you. So this is going to be really good, really good.
Thank you, Rebecca. Okay, now that we've set the stage, we're going to jump in and dive into our first activity together. And this is all about reflection. So we're going to take a moment to check in with where we are in each of these key areas of our life. I love, Rebecca, that you mentioned that high performers, it is not just about, and high performance is my jam. It's not just about how do I get to the next level? You know, how am I going to get to the top of my company? How am I going to be the best of the best? How am I going to make more money? It really is this holistic view of self, because who cares if you get to the top but you're losing your family along the way? Who cares if you get to the top or you reach your goals or you earn the trip, but you sacrificed your health? And so what we want to do is we want to take a moment to reflect back. And this step is so important because before we can create a vision for where we're going, we have to be honest and raw with ourselves about where we are right now. So here's how it's going to work. If you guys haven't even thumbed through this, your journal has 7 categories. So each page, we have your business, money and finances, leisure and fun, spirituality and personal development, family and friends, your love life, and health, okay? So what we're gonna do for this first part of our time together is we are gonna be focusing on the first question from each of the 7 sections in your workbook, okay? So it's that big box across the top that starts with, how do you feel? Okay, so let me show you guys. I'm holding up my paper. Across the top of each page, a big box, and it starts with, how do you feel? Okay, and that's what we're gonna spend some time filling out right now. We're focusing on each one of the 7 sections, just that top box. Don't overthink this. Just let whatever comes to mind flow on the page. Remember, this is for you. There's no wrong answers at all here, okay? Okay, you guys know, Rebecca and I were talking about this yesterday. You know that social media trend right now where it's all the families and the friends are sitting around and they're like, we listen and we don't judge. Have y'all seen that? Where the families and friends are sitting around and then the person sits down and they just say whatever comes out. And it's no one can judge them. That's what I want you guys to do with yourself. We listen and we don't judge. Okay, so that's what we're doing here. We're gonna give you guys 10 minutes to fill out the top portion of each page of the journal. Take the time, do the work. You guys don't scroll, don't run and make a snack, don't get sidetracked. Allow yourself this time to truly reflect, okay? So we're setting a 10-minute timer and let's get started.
over here, I guess.
Okay, everybody, time's up. I'm loving what I'm seeing in the comments. Can y'all hear me over the music? Yay! Thank you. Time's up. I love what I'm seeing over in the comments. Rebecca, are you there?
I'm here.
Yay, hi.
Hi. Okay, so way to go on getting through this, for taking the time to reflect and to really get into your journal and to start to kind of piece piece these parts together. So before we go on to our next activity, we were going to get into some breakout rooms. And so now that you've taken a second to look at each of these different areas, we're going to focus on what is going well. And then we're going to head into some breakout rooms for some quick discussion. So here's what we would love you to share about inside the breakout rooms. And one thing that, just to kind of know, a little fun thing is we have some giveaways and we can tell who is interacting in the breakout rooms, who has their cameras on, all those things. And so a couple things to just start your year off. I have three of these. I have two of these 90-day. These are by Cultivate What Matters. I love these. They're these little 90-day goal sheet, little journals. And so I'm going to be drawing for a couple of these, as well as Michael Hyatt's The Vision Driven Leader. This is a really great book to set your, get your year going. I read it at the beginning of last year. It was excellent. So have your camera on, be interacting as we get into these breakout rooms. A lot of times people, if you've ever been to one of our events or kind of worked with us, we love these breakout rooms, and they tend to be people's favorite parts because you get to interact, you meet new people, you get to hear what other people are saying, you kind of can spur off of different ideas that they had, and make you think about things different, just hear different perspective and be able to share. And kind of when you start to verbalize what you're thinking, what you're feeling, it just gives it a new life. And so we love these breakout rooms. So the questions that we want you to think about when you're sharing in the groups are: what is one category from this exercise that you feel really good about? So maybe it's the area where you have the most control, maybe it's where you just feel like you're thriving, or where you've made significant progress this year. And so as you listen to others share, let them inspire you as you kind of are dreaming and visualizing into the new year. And are they thriving in this area because of habits they've built? Maybe you can kind of glean from what they're doing well, maybe priorities that they've set or lessons that they've learned. Reflecting on what is working for others can give you clues on how to bring in that same energy into the areas of your life as we continue working together kind of through this today. So let's break out. Melissa's going to get us in all the breakout rooms. We're going to break out for 12 minutes and then we'll see you back here.
Okay, guys, here we go. You don't have to do anything. You're going to get a little invite and then you just jump into the room and we'll bring you back. So several of you are already off. Y'all jump in if you can have your cameras on. And if you guys can participate, that's what we're looking for. You're going to add value to your group. We have 75 breakout groups, Rebecca. 75. It's amazing. Holly, I see you there. Do you have a room?
I'm not sure. I don't see a room that popped up. Oh, is it up in the corner here? The little window?
Yes.
I was assigned to 39. I got in there and I lost myself right away.
Okay, Julie, I'm gonna put you back into 39 if I can.
Okay.
This is the fun part. Let me pause the recording, actually. Pausing the recording for those of you that are watching this. We'll be back after the breakout rooms. Welcome back. How were your breakout rooms? How was it? Tell me in the chat. Did you meet some amazing people? Were you inspired? Did you learn something? Love to hear from y'all in the chat. How'd that go? Loved it. So inspirational. Love this. I gotta mute y'all as you guys are coming back in. Welcome back. Welcome back. So good, so blessed. That was fun. Great talk. Met lovely ladies from the north. I like it. I know we have some of our Canadian friends on. So great. Okay. Now that we have reflected, do we have everyone back in here? I think we do. Now that we've reflected on where we were and we've celebrated some wins, it's time to shift gears because we want to start visualizing about what's next. And visualization is such a powerful tool, but you guys, we know that for many people, even high achievers, even high performers, it can be really challenging to know how to visualize. Many of you guys are working, and you don't even know what it is that you're working towards in your life. And so here's what we're going to do next, okay? And the journal is going to guide us. We're going to fill out that second question from each section of your journal, okay? So where I'm looking is if you get one of your journal pages, it's going to be that first question. It's a small box in that first column, okay? So if you look on let's look at the business one first, because that's the one that came first in your journal. It's what is your ultimate vision for your business in 2025? If you look at the money and finances one, I'm gonna do a couple of them so you know what one we're filling out. What financial goal do you want to achieve in 2025? Why is this important? On the recreation, leisure, and fun. What activities bring you the most joy and how will you incorporate them regularly? So we're just doing that first box in each of the 7 sections. These prompts are designed to help you start visualizing and describing what your dream life looks like in each area. So I want you guys to think of this as creating this blueprint for your future self, okay? So take your time with the questions, be specific and detailed. It's going to make what we do in this next step even more powerful, okay? So we're gonna take 10 minutes to reflect on each of these areas. Perfect. Thanks, Rebecca.
Okay, well, we are going to get into another activity with everything that you've been working on in just a second. But before we do, I do want to just kind of point out, maybe if you listened to the podcast that went along with this episode, we talked a little bit about the difference between goals and vision. And that can kind of get people mixed up or feeling kind of frustrated. And understanding this difference really is what can keep you from spinning your wheels and feeling frustrated along the way. And so I just want you to think about vision being your big picture. It's kind of the overall destination, your dream, your why, the purpose that's driving you. And that's what's going to inspire you. It's going to give you a lot of direction. And then goals are the specific, practical, actionable steps that give your vision a reality. And so goals are the mile markers along the way. And so obviously these work really well together. You want to have both. And goals are the work, the effort, the sacrifice that is going to kind of help your vision come to life. And when you get really crystal clear on what those are, what your vision is, that brings new energy for that sacrifice, for that output, for that effort. And so maybe you have a financial goal in your family this year and you're committed to saving a certain amount of money or paying off a debt because you're seeing just the peace that's going to bring to your family, or maybe it's kind of putting stress on your marriage. And so that's your vision, is that when you show up for budget conversations, that they're exciting and they're energizing. And when you're, it's bringing life into those conversations and not feeling like dread and sacrifice and something that's pushing you apart in your marriage. And so when you have that, it brings energy into, okay, I'm gonna, be more consistent and more, show more wisdom with this indulgent spending or with saving, or these little goals that you can make on, we're going to save this much or we're going to do this much along the way. It makes the no's easier, or the yeses, because you're aware of the bigger picture that you're working toward. And I once read something that said, like, vision is your daylight and your goals are what are helping you to drive toward it. So you're driving toward that daylight. You see the big picture, you see the daylight, and the goals are the mile markers. They're the exits along the way. Are we on the right track? Are we on the right track? Because we're driving toward that daylight. And I love that. Your vision is what's giving you the sense of direction. It's lighting the path ahead and keeping you moving forward, while the goals are the specific points on the journey, the milestones to celebrate, or the decisions about how you're staying on track. And so this is where the magic can really happen, when you're aligning those daily habits and practices with that bigger vision. And that's why the journal is so powerful, because it's comprehensive. It allows you to give space to dream big and create this vision for your life. But it also helps you to check in on whether your daily actions and your routines are actually moving you closer to that vision. So as we move into this next activity, I want you to kind of shift your mindset a little bit. Instead of only thinking about what you want to accomplish, I want you to focus on who you want to become in the process. And so we're going to let that the vision that you've written out here, these are your words that are going to guide the goals that you set, and watch how much more meaningful and aligned your life starts to feel when all of these are kind of coming together. Okay, so you went through this activity, you went through that second box that you were just filling in there. And we're going to use ChatGPT to kind of bring some light to this. So you can either use this on your desktop, you can use it on your phone, but I love to use in the little text box on my phone, there's the microphone. And so you can just say this into ChatGPT, but you are going to put in there, and if you're going to type it out and you just want to put some like highlights, you're going to say, tell me, and Melissa, do you want to copy and paste this prompt in there? Tell me a story of a day in the life as my future self based on this description. And so then you're going to put in there some of the highlights of your goals and some of the things that are bringing you joy and all of the things that you just wrote out. And so when something's like the most important to you that brought up a feeling, make sure you put that in there, because it's just going to work with what you're telling it to give the prompt. So tell me a story of a day in the life as my future self based on this description. And then whether you put the voice text in there or you type type it out. But this is going to create a vivid, detailed story of what a day in your life could look like when you're living out that dream vision. And so this step is just powerful because the imagery, it allows it to come to life in maybe in ways that you didn't think, but it can kind of pull out what you're saying and give it just a different look and in a way that feels tangible. And so it's not just a list of goals anymore. These do this, do that, do less of this, do more of that. It's a day, a moment in a life that you can picture yourself stepping into. So we're going to take about 7 minutes to do this now. And once you have your story, read it and let it just inspire you and visualize the life that you are bringing into fruition.
Okay, so for those of you guys that got this, y'all go. And then for those of you that are a little like playing catch up on the ChatGPT, ChatGPT is an app, or you can go to Safari or Chrome and you can type in the search bar ChatGPT. And then that first link that opens up is ChatGPT. And it's just like a messenger box, exactly like how you're messaging here in this chat. That's how you message and talk to ChatGPT. So I'm going to paste what you're going to type in there. You can copy and paste in there. Tell me a story of a day in the life as my future self based on this description. And then you're going to take everything that you wrote in each of your 7 boxes and you're going to put it in there because you just described your best life, your future self, what you want. You just described your vision. And then ChatGPT is going to tell you a story. And this is the tool that we're using to help you guys visualize what your future can be if you choose to step into it. Okay. You don't have to download an app. You can totally click the link. Janelle, thank you for throwing it in the chat, chatgpt.com. You're going to put, tell me a story, a day in the life of my future self. You can take what you wrote in your journal, you guys, and you can put it in, you can voice text it right into ChatGPT, or you can voice text it into the notes part of your app, and then you can copy and paste it into ChatGPT. So we're going to take about how much more, maybe like 6 more minutes for that, Rebecca, to do that activity. Yes, Giselle, we're taking what we wrote from our future self. So in that second box.
Okay, y'all. We are going to jump back in to the breakout rooms and let you kind of share just a little bit about what that felt like. What stood out to you the most about your future self? If there's anything surprising or anything that it pulled out, or just kind of what it felt like to do that and to hear it, see it read back to you, and how it feels to see your dream life come to life in such detail. And so we are going to take about 10 minutes. Melissa is going to put us back into the breakout rooms, and then we will come back here when y'all are done.
Okay, so I put the questions in the chat. What stands out to you the most about your future self? Or how does it feel to see your dream life in such detail? So here we go.
I was trying to click join, but it wouldn't let me click it for some reason.
Now, did you see a number?
I did not see a number.
Let me find you. Give me just 1 second. Oh, let me pause the recording really quick again. Welcome back from your breakout rooms. How was that? Tell me in the chat. I would love for you guys just to share just a feeling about when you read your future self, a day in the life, tell you a story. How did that make you feel to see that? Just one word feeling in the chat. How did it make you feel to see that come to life in detail? Warm, emotional, inspired, amazing, doable. I love that word, doable. That's so, so good. Okay. I want to give you guys another ChatGPT prompt. We're not going to take the time out together to do this, but I want you guys to jot this down. And at some point, either immediately after or later today, I want you guys to do this next part of the activity, because now that
No, I gotta write it
visualize
in.
your future self and you've experienced what it feels to like live out your dream life. And the point is the true visualization. So you printed it out, you read it, you talked about it. But what we want you to do is we want you to truly take time, close your eyes, imagine that day. The brain is so, so powerful. What you see in your mind, you have the ability to create in your life, okay? But dreaming and visualizing, that is just the first step. We have to change our daily habits. We have to change our routines that align with that vision. We want to turn it into action. And so I want to give you guys another prompt that you can use for ChatGPT, and that is to help you create a schedule that will allow you to achieve the life that you just visualized, okay? So I'm going to put this in the chat. Create a daily schedule for me to follow that will allow me to achieve the life that I've just described. You can just talk right back to it in the same conversation. It follows along with you. And look and see what that daily schedule is that it gives back to you, okay? This is going to be tailored to the vision that you created. Hopefully, it'll give you habits and routines and time blocks. And if it doesn't, tell it to. Literally tell it, what are some habits? What are some routines that I need to put into place? You can have a conversation back and forth with it until it gives you this kind of schedule or outline. So I want you to take some time later to do that. And then I want you to use what it gives you to actually complete filling out some of the other parts of this journal, because there are parts in this journal that are going to talk about habits and schedules and so on and so forth. But what I want to do right now, because we are coming up on 90 minutes, so our goal is to get you guys off here in just a little bit. But what we want to do now is we want to give you time and space to choose any one of these pages, any one of these topics. It can be your business, money and finances, recreation, leisure, fun. It doesn't matter. In fact, I like to tell people to take the path of least resistance. So, which one feels the most energizing to you? Which one feels like it would be the easiest for you to complete? And we want to give you about 7 minutes to complete one entire section of your choice. I want you to walk away with one part done, which will help create momentum to get you to want to spend time today or over the next 48 hours filling out and completing the rest of this journal. So we're going to take 7 minutes to do that. Then we're going to bring you guys back and we're going to wrap up and we're going to do our giveaways. Okay. So Rebecca, cue the music. I'll set the timer and let's work on filling out at least one section. If you finish, then go on to the next one. But we wanted to give you guys the time and space to do this today. Okay, guys, time's up. Hopefully, you were able to take one of these sections. I'd love to hear which one you picked in the chat. I'm just curious. It'll be interesting to see. I'm sure we all picked some different ones. But we've done some amazing things. We're going to just hang with us for a few more minutes, but you guys have really taken some powerful steps. You've been able to reflect on where you are. You've been able to visualize your dream life. We've given you an assignment. We want you to do that ChatGPT. We want you to get in there, ask about the schedule. But what I want you guys to see, and why I wanted you to fill out one section, was I wanted you to see how powerful this is. And we didn't want to keep you guys here for 5 hours filling out the whole journal, but there is so much more waiting for you in this journal. Prompts that will help you dig deeper and dream bigger and create a clearer roadmap for this new year. Creating this vision for yourself is so, so important before we take the next steps. And so we really, really want to encourage you guys to carve out some time to go through the rest of this journal. The sections are here. They're designed intentionally for a purpose. And let this be a companion for the journey that you guys are on, and a reminder that your dreams are worth prioritizing, and that you are so capable of creating a life that you truly love. Not 2 years from now, not 3 years from now, not 5 years from now, but like right now. Okay, right now. Okay, Rebecca, I'm going to pass it over to you.
Okay, perfect. I loved seeing so many of y'all kind of calling out different people that were sharing in your group and sharing things that came up for you in that section. And then Kim Rankin, are you still on here? Kim, I saw a couple people talking about yours. Would you be willing to share what about the dream life part that came up in what you shared with your group?
Well, sure. But what I shared is how it so nailed me, because I've been feeding into ChatGPT, which I learned from you all in the Six Figure group, and how that has allowed me to work so much smarter than harder. And so it created this dream life that truly had me in tears, because I've been feeding into it and using it with my business. And so I shared some of your wisdom that I've learned these last few months.
So you were sharing more about ChatGPT in yours,
right?
Right. How I utilize that stuck out to you in kind of your dream day, or what did it bring? Anything that surprised you or anything like that?
Yes, it created boundaries.
On
how my day should look.
Okay.
Because I tend to bleed it all together. And when I talked about what was important to me, it really carved out, okay, Rankin, you should be doing this from 8 to 12. And here's the things we need you to be doing. And if your connection time with God and your husband and your here's how you carve it out, so you can achieve what you've said is important.
That's so helpful. Thank you for sharing that, Kim. And y'all, I saw a couple people saying, "Oh, it thought that I had more time than I have when it was creating that schedule." And so write back to it and say, I'm in a time block I've got between 10 and 12 or 6 and 8 at night or 6 and 8 in the morning, whatever that time is. And then kind of, okay, what should I be doing during those times? Help me to create that schedule. And then it's going to bring in too, whether it's, okay, I have this help, you can talk to it and it's going to help you to create that schedule. If you've got some pushback or some feedback, well, then go back and forth with it. Maybe it'll remind you, well, you said this was your vision, or maybe it'll help you to kind of map that out. But Kim, thank you for sharing. Kim, I want to do a giveaway for you too. I have a few people that we saw that were just interactive and had their cameras on and were interacting in their groups. And so Justina Nelson, Lori Felton, Kim Rankin, and Jennifer Rains, we're going to send y'all each one of the books that we were talking about. This was so fun. This was so great. Just remember that if you're looking at these kind of big dreams, these big visions for the years, and you're thinking, oh, this is going to, be so much on me. It's not about perfection. One of my favorite images of consistency is it says, this is what people think consistency looks like. And it's like all these circles and they're 100% filled in for their week. And it's like, here's what consistency really looks like. And some of them are completely filled in. Some of them are half filled in. Some of them are 30% filled in. Like your capacity might look different every day, but are you showing up every single day for your business, for your vision, for your purpose, for your why? And just like you showed up today and you made the time, you probably thought, I don't have time to do that. And look, you spent 90 minutes really investing in what you want your 2025 to look like. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for spending your time with us. This has been so wonderful. We're so proud of y'all and love being connected with all of you ambitious women, and hope to see more of you in 2025. We're cheering for y'all. See you later. Bye, guys.
Oh.